Your brain wasn't designed for this. 70,000 thoughts per day, most of them pulling you backwards into regret or forwards into worry. You've tried fighting them, but the harder you fight, the louder they become. 800 years ago, warriors facing death discovered something you desperately need. A method so effective, it was kept secret within samurai clans for centuries. They called it Seishin Chōwa, the art of spirit harmony. And the man who rediscovered it wasn't a monk. He was someone like you, drowning, until he learned to breathe. Chapter 1. The Collapse. His name was Marcus. 32. Software engineer. On paper, his life looked fine, but inside, a war zone. Every morning, the same pattern. Wake up, reach for phone, feel the knot tighten, 43 emails, 12 messages. Calendar packed so tight, there wasn't room to breathe. The overthinking had evolved into something darker. 3 hours on a task that should take 30 minutes. Not because it was difficult, because his mind kept spiraling. What if I'm doing this wrong? What if they think I'm incompetent? Round and round. No answers. Just more questions, breeding more anxiety. His girlfriend noticed first. "You're not here," she said one evening. Marcus realized he'd been nodding for 5 minutes without hearing a word. His body was present. His mind was somewhere else entirely. That night, staring at the ceiling, Marcus felt something new. Not just tired, defeated. Like he'd been fighting a war inside his own head and finally realized he was never going to win. Not like this. Chapter 2. The Discovery. 2 weeks later, Marcus wandered into a used bookstore. Narrow aisles. Books stacked in chaotic towers. He wasn't looking for anything specific. Just avoiding the apartment where his mind would start its assault. That's when he saw it. A thin book wedged between self-help bestsellers. The Unfettered Mind. Writings of a Zen master to a master swordsman. He flipped through pages. Stopped on a single line. The mind that stops at nothing, this is the mind of no mind. Marcus bought the book. Read it that night in one sitting. And discovered something that shattered everything he thought he knew. The samurai had the same problem. Racing minds. Spiraling thoughts. But they couldn't afford paralysis. One moment of hesitation meant death. So they developed a method. 3 principles that transformed chaos into clarity. Not through force, through harmony. Chapter 3. The 3 Blades. First blade. Mushin, stop chasing thoughts. Mushin means no mind. Not about having no thoughts. About not getting hooked by them. Marcus started simple. Every morning, 5 minutes. Sit. Notice thoughts arising. Instead of following them down the rabbit hole, acknowledge them. There's the work, worry. There's the self-doubt. Name them. Let them pass. The first week felt useless. But by week 3, something shifted. Thoughts still came. They always would, but they no longer dragged him into endless spirals. He could observe them like clouds. Present, but passing. Studies show that metacognitive awareness reduces rumination by 40%. The samurai discovered this through battlefield necessity. Marcus discovered it through desperation. Same result. Second blade. Fudoshin. Ground your center. Fudoshin means immovable mind. Not rigid. Stable. Like a mountain that doesn't argue with the storm. Marcus applied this at work. When anxiety spiked, he'd pause. Feet flat on the ground. Spine straight. 3 deep breaths into his belly. This wasn't mysticism. This was neurophysiology. Deep breathing activates the vagus nerve, calming the nervous system. The samurai called it Fudoshin. Science calls it vagal tone regulation. Same mechanism. The difference? Instead of being swept away by anxiety, Marcus could stand in it, acknowledge it, and respond from stability instead of panic. Third blade. Zanshin, stay present, after the strike. Zanshin means remaining mind. The awareness a samurai maintained even after delivering a killing blow. The greatest danger came from assuming the battle was over. For Marcus, this meant breaking his pattern of constant task switching. Finish one thing. Pause. 3 breaths. Close the loop. Then move forward. Deliberately. This single practice reduced his overwhelm by half within 2 weeks. Why? Overthinking feeds on incompletion. When you jump from task to task without closure, your brain keeps all loops open, draining mental energy. Zanshin teaches completion, not perfection. Completion. Chapter 4. The Shift. 6 weeks after finding that book, Marcus sat in the same coffee shop where he used to spiral for hours. Same laptop. Same deadlines. But something fundamental had changed. A notification popped up. His old self would have clicked immediately, fallen down a rabbit hole, emerged 30 minutes later wondering what happened. This time, he noticed the urge, acknowledged it, let it pass, finished his paragraph, then checked the notification. Deliberately, not compulsively. This wasn't control. This was harmony. The thoughts still came. The anxiety still rose. But Marcus had learned what the samurai knew 8 centuries ago. You don't silence the storm. You become the mountain it breaks against. The path forward. The overthinking won't disappear. Your brain will keep producing thoughts, but you can change your relationship with them. Train the 3 blades until they become automatic. Start today. 5 minutes of Mushin, observe thoughts without following. 1 moment of Fudoshin, ground your body when anxiety strikes. 1 pause of Zanshin, close the loop before moving forward. Marcus's mind still produces 70,000 thoughts per day. But he doesn't fight them anymore. He learned the ancient truth. Chaos is constant. Your center can be unshakable. The storm is still raging. You don't need it to stop. You just need to find your ground. Stillness is presence. Clarity is harmony. Mastery is the breath you take right now, choosing ground over spiral. Welcome to Seishin Chōwa.